Welcome back to Unraveling the Knots. I'm your host, Kenyatt. I love natural hair. In addition to that, I'm a beauty brand CEO and project manager. This is the podcast where all we do is just talk about hair care tips to hair controversies. We've got you covered. We're always researching, we're trying out new things, sharing experiences, and of course, we try to have fun while doing all these things. So, whenever you tune into any of our episodes, and did I mention that we're actually about to hit 90 episodes? Yes, 90 episodes. I just want you guys to know that it's coming from a deeply personal place. Before we dive into what we're talking about today, I'd like to say a special welcome to our first-time listeners. Thank you for joining us. And to my people, to our returning listeners, it's because of you we do this, guys. Thank you so much for all your love and support on our podcast journey. And if you have not yet connected with us on social medias, what are you doing? On Instagram, send us a DM at UTK Podcast. And if Instagram is not your thing, feel free to shoot us an email. Our address is utkinhair@gmail.com. Before we talk about today's episode, one more thing. Just check out naturals.com. If you're looking for nourishing hair care products made with 99% natural ingredients and intentionally designed to just improve your hair game, visit Adara Naturals. That's EYIDARA Naturals, NATURALS. Yes. For me, I'd say discovering and falling in love with my hair actually took time, my natural hair. It wasn't something that happened overnight, and I really had to put in the work before I began to see results. Today's episode is full of, I wish I could take back that hair moment. Yes, I kid you not. And today's moments are filled with things that were done to us. Or should I say things that we actually did to ourselves sometimes? So we'll be sharing crazy hair stories and what we learned from them. By we, I mean myself and Feromi. So Feromi is my fellow natural hair lover and our brand strategist. How are you doing, Feromi? And what have you been up to?
I'm good, honestly. I've just been in my soft life but still building era.
Which one is that one again?
I mean, just a lot of brand strategy work, creative thinking, exams, I'm trying to not let my edges suffer because, yeah.
The stress be stressing. Hang in there.
Yes.
So I was going to ask you, do you have any personal ridiculous hair stories, or will you be sharing other people's experiences today?
I have a couple. They are not very serious. Yeah, I mean, they could be serious, but not very dramatic, so to say. Right. And then I think maybe I will share one or two that I've heard or that I've seen too. But yeah.
Okay. So in that case, let's just dive in. We don't want to keep people waiting. I do have a few stories that come to my mind, and I'm going to try my best to share experiences that I have not shared on previous episodes of our podcast. So my first hair story was back when I started learning how to formulate hair care products. This was COVID season. Well, it was during COVID. It was summer 2021, and before I even launched Adara. During this time, I think I was learning how to make skin butters. I also used to use them for my hair. I used to make these things in my kitchen. And come to think of it, the process of making butters came so easy to me. I would say it was probably because when it came to formulating cosmetic products, I started with products that you'd consider hard, especially if you're new to, formulating. And these are emulsions. So emulsions are a combination of waters and oils, right? You need certain ingredients to keep them together so they don't separate. And by emulsions, I'm talking about like your lotions, your conditioning products, water-based hair care products, and so on. With oils, though, not just plain water. Around 2020, during COVID, as I mentioned, I was already making hair conditioners. I'd gotten so comfortable with conditioners. I was just, making them without even writing the breakdown of the calculations for what I needed to combine to make the final product. I even knew the pH of the conditioner based on how the color changed after I'd add, like an adjuster, an acid or a base. My science students, you know what I'm talking about, to make the final product reach that pH of 4 to 5, which is the best pH for hair, right? But on this random day, this particular day, it seemed like I was either feeling myself or I was just feeling bored. I don't know which one it was. I decided to make a hair gel. Don't ask me why. And by the way, this was not my first time making hair gels. I'd made a few gels when I'll just watch all these DIY YouTube formulators, copy what they were doing. And the formulations were pretty straightforward. They were easy to make. They didn't require changing the pH. And I guess that happened because these formulators already made the gel with the intended pH in mind. But what I noticed was that a lot of these gels, none of these gels were completely natural. So I was like, okay, I actually want to make a gel with 100% natural ingredients. I don't know who sent me. I found a random formulation online and I made the thing. Long and short of story. The process was pretty straightforward. As soon as I was done with the gel, I just put my hand in the jar and I just, started applying it to a small part of my edges. I wasn't expecting what happened next. I started feeling this burning sensation around my edges. And before I knew it, the baby hair around that area was gone.
What?
Yes, it was gone.
How?
I was shook and I don't know how. Like I was, when something happens there, like, hold on, what did I just do? I was trying to get my thoughts together. I was trying to get myself together. I was like, what just happened?
Wow.
Yeah. And honestly, like my edges, after everything that happened, like my edges, I would say they struggled to recover. At one point in time, I even gave up. I just thought like maybe the follicles around that area of my edges were dead. And it wasn't like my entire edges. It was just, small areas on the left side and the right side of my head. Thank God. Imagine if I put a whole bunch, like, don't be any hairline. No. So thankfully, apparently the follicles around that area they were dormant. Eventually, the follicles started growing baby hair again, but it was not the same. It wasn't the same.
Wow. That's crazy. So, what did you learn from this whole experience? What did it teach you?
So this experience, I'd actually say, really, really humbled me. It humbled me as a DIY formulator. I stopped feeling so confident about making new hair or skin formulations. I think from that day, I became more cautious. When I would make any hair or skincare products, I would always check the pH. I did not play. I wasn't willing to take any chances. And I forgot to even mention what the issue was with the gel. The pH was low. It was very low. I think it was around 2 or so. Can you imagine? And I believe our scalp usually thrives in a pH of like 3 to 4, or like 3 to 5 is fine, or like maybe 3.5 to, let me say 3.5 to like 5 point something. So imagine putting something on your head with a very, very low pH. Huh. But as I was saying, coming back to the things that I've learned, so I don't even care if I've made a deep conditioner or leave-in so many times with my eyes closed, with my hands tied to my back, which is not possible because, of course, I need my hands to make the products now. I'll check the pH. And now it's not even just the pH. I also do patch tests. Before this whole gel incident, when it comes to trying out new products, like I remember they're always encouraging us to do a patch test, ensure that you're not allergic to something, you're not reacting to something. And I never did them. I was just like, whatever. But after that DIY gel mess, after it messed with my edges, I started proceeding with too much caution. And I think another important thing that I learned from this entire incident was not to assume that similar formulations will always deliver similar experiences. So that's my first crazy story.
That's wild. But yeah, for me, like I said, I don't have very crazy dramatic stories, but I know there was one that I was in uni, right? And I mean, I was just growing my natural hair and all that. And then I asked my roommate to help me because when I washed my hair, I have very strong, very thick hair and stuff. So I asked her to help me out after washing my hair to, pat the hair, apply products and stuff so that the hair will be soft, to remain soft. And so she's like, oh, you need to trim your edges, your ends. You need to trim your ends. And I'm like, okay, can you do that for me? And she's like, yeah, sure. So I get to see.
Hold on. Is this your roommate? Was this your roommate? Was she like a hairstylist? Was she good with making hair?
She also had natural hair. She wasn't a hairstylist, but she kept natural hair.
Okay.
I think it was something that she always did, like the trimming of the ends thingy. So she was like, you have split ends. Can I trim them? I'm like, oh, sure. So I went, I literally left my room and went to the Potters, got a pair of scissors, gave the thing to her. And by the time I stood in front of the mirror, I realized that she had cut almost half of my hair.
Hold on. What?
I'm serious. I don't know what. I couldn't even say, what did you do? I'm just like, okay.
Wait. Did you see the hair as it was falling on your laps? Did you notice that maybe...
I think I was seeing a movie.
Oh,
so my laptop was on my... I didn't realize until I stood in front of a mirror. I realized that this was not ends. She did not trim anything. It was more like a big chop. Maybe that's exaggerated, but what was trimmed was not just the ends. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
I don't even know what to say. Wait, so how long was your hair? Was it like a couple of inches? Was it 4 inches, 5 inches? Was it noticeably short?
Do you mean before she trimmed or after she trimmed?
Both.
My hair at the time before she trimmed was like my neck length. Like if I comb it down, you know, my baby neck, almost falling on my shoulder. Right. So I'm like, oh, nice. That's what I said. I'm like, oh, nice. I'm like, just twist it for me. That's all. And I tied my scarf and went to sleep. The next day, I went to twist my, I'm like, I don't even have any comments because she didn't force me. So that was just it for me, honestly.
Oh my God.
That was the last time she held anything close to my hair. I'm like, nah.
That is ridiculous. Hold on. Wait, did she even bother asking you like how much you wanted to trim? Have you even seen the girl trim her hair before?
No. No. But I mean, what has happened? I'm like, if I start saying, oh, you shouldn't have, it won't bring back the hair. Like she already trimmed. So I'm like, okay, now continue. Oh,
Jeremy, I just have to say, like, I'm impressed about how you took it so gracefully. If it was me, I don't know. I would have probably maybe not talked to that girl for some days because I'd just be like, yeah, I know. And you're right. Like, you were the one that asked her to do your hair. But, the work that you had done, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Ha. Oh my days. Oh, now wow. Well, Lasha. Okay. So for my next crazy hair story, it's actually interesting because my story is also going to involve something about trimming, but not quite the same as what happened to Ferrari. So a few years ago, I traveled to Dubai with family to go and see family Sha. I went with my sister, and before traveling, me and my sister were just like, we really want to relax. We're excited to try to make the best of this trip. It'll be good to get like a, R&R, relax and recovery things. Life was life in then. And as it is now, life is always life in Sha. So we started thinking about things to do in Dubai. And one of the things that we agreed to do was to go to the salon to get our hair done. And luckily, my sister actually found a natural hair salon.
Okay.
And for me, I thought it was weird because I was like, why would there be a natural hair salon in Dubai? To be to assess the whole situation. Now, Dubai is a major city in an Asian country. And at the same time, I was also thinking like, okay, Dubai is a major city like New York. You have so many Nigerians and even people from other African countries that live in or even visit Dubai. So I'm like, okay, fine. As I was saying, Sha, I was actually impressed with this salon, the one that we ended up going to. We were able to schedule our appointment online, which I thought was great. And you had the option to even choose the stylist you wanted to make your hair. And I feel this was probably good for people that had visited the salon before, but we were newbies. We didn't know anybody. We should have booked the appointment and we were seriously looking forward to get our hair done. We arrived in Dubai about a week after we scheduled the appointment. And I think 3 days later, we now went to the salon after we had settled down, settled in. It was a Saturday morning and the salon wasn't very busy, which was nice. After all that waiting and excitement, I sat down on a stylish chair and I was just looking forward to get my hair done. I was so excited. And my plan that day was simple. I wanted to get my hair washed. I wanted to get a trim and I just wanted to do individual twists. I remember very clearly, the stylist that was doing my hair was very quiet. So I don't have a thing against quiet people. If you're a stylist that is quiet, yeah, you can. You can still know your craft now. You could be like a phenomenal stylist. But based on my previous experiences in hair salons, when somebody is quiet, it always gives me like some form of concern. Is this person going to actually do my hair or are we about to experience a disaster? So the stylist started washing my hair. And of course, in order to trim my hair, she had to stretch it. Okay. She put up a blow dryer and she just started drying my hair.
Wow.
And sadly, I think this is the recurring soundtrack of my life when it comes to salons. I'm always a bit distracted. Like, I just want to chill. I don't want to think too much. And I don't think that's too much to ask for. I want a hairstylist to do her thing. I'm always thinking a hairstylist is the expert. You should be able to be the one like that's the expert in hair. Just do your thing. I shouldn't have to think.
Okay.
Something just, pushed me to recall the hairstylist steps. And it hit me that, hold on, no, this babe has not used a heat protectant on my hair. And it was obvious because as I was looking at my hair in the mirror, I'm like, this hair is looking kind of fried. Hold up. So I now decided to ask the stylist, did you use a heat protectant on my hair? And she said, yes. I was very confused. I was just like, wait. I told her, okay, show me the heat protectant you used because she didn't move away from the chair. I didn't get up from the chair. She didn't go and grab anything from a shelf from my front or even from the cart next to her. She didn't grab anything. So in my head, I'm like, where did hair protectants magically appear from? Interestingly, she couldn't give me a straight answer. And of course, I kept pushing back. And instead of this lady to admit the truth, she now started arguing with me. I felt like this was just classic example of gaslighting. We finally moved past the hip protectant drama. I would think like that was all I was going to experience with this lady, but no, we just started. The next thing that I wanted done to my hair was a trim, more like a haircut. So my hair was very uneven and I really wanted my hair to look fuller and healthier and whatnot. This was not my first time getting a trim. And from previous experiences, I had a sense of how a stylist would trim your hair. Like you could see their demeanor, like, okay, this one is comfortable with the scissors and whatnot. This babe didn't seem like she was in the mood to trim my hair. I think especially after our back and forth. I didn't want to risk it. I just called her boss and requested for someone else to trim my hair. And honestly, I know it will come across as if maybe I was doing the most, but I'm glad that I didn't let that lady trim my hair. The manager was the one that ended up trimming my hair. And I just have to say that lady was a baddie with the scissors. As in, she was a hair magician at heart. When it comes to natural things, she knew what the heck she was doing. We're done with the trim. The final thing that I wanted done to my hair was twists. So I'm going to just digress a little bit. One thing for me that I've learned in business is that the worst thing you can do to anyone is to give them a reason to doubt your competency. I know that nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. People, businesses, we all make mistakes. And you can always recover from a bad experience. You can change a client's mind. You can change a customer's mind when you take ownership of your mistake and you do something really thoughtful to bring them back to your good grace. But if you are a business or a service provider, if you don't meet a customer's expectation, you now combine that with attitude, forget it. It will be nearly impossible to change a customer's opinion of you. You will not believe what the stylist did to my hair.
Can you imagine?
She started twisting my hair, and my hair, like she was twisting my hair was dry. There was no definition. When I looked at my hair in the mirror, it looked so messy. Like, even my 6-year-old niece would do a better job. I kid you not. I mean, not in terms of the pattern, but the actual twisting just looked like, what is this? And I was just done. I was done with her. So I called the manager and I complained. And I just told her, I don't want her touching my hair anymore. Please just get her away from me. Simple. So they handled the situation remarkably. They called another hairstylist. The lady took down my hair and she was able to redo my hair really nicely. Like she made those twists and they looked very plump and, fresh and juicy. So thank God.
Thank God, because I can imagine.
Tell me, how sometimes you're like, maybe I'm being pranked. That was what I thought was happening. I thought maybe the lady was joking or somebody was pranking me, but no, she just it was the gift that kept giving disappointments. You understand?
Yeah, international disappointment.
Real serious one. My gosh.
Real
serious one. And in terms of the things that I learned from this whole experience, I would say that it's really important to pay attention while I'm getting my hair done in a salon. And you know what is so sad? I still keep getting distracted. I feel like it's just an innate response, a subconscious response that when I'm in a salon, just check out. So if I'm going to go to a salon again, which I'm not planning to go anytime soon, I think it's so important for me to just be present and paying attention. I probably will not go to a salon when I'm tired anymore. I will not do it. Or when I feel like I have so much work to do and I'm trying to multitask, I need to be present. And the other thing I'll say is like, this was one of the moments where I understood the importance of advocating for yourself. I didn't care at that point in time. Not because I didn't see the hairstylist as a human being, but it was obvious that she wasn't bothered about my hair. And rather than, help her stroke her feelings, help her stroke her ego, I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to take care of my hair. Titles can be deceiving. So just because somebody is a hairstylist doesn't make them an expert in your hair. You can meet a hairstylist and realize maybe this one is still in training and you're assuming, okay, she's supposed to be the expert. So yeah, that's my story. That's my second story. Yeah.
So true. So for my next story, I've established the fact that I have very strong hair. So after that happened, after the first episode happened, when I graduated, I trimmed my hair. I did a big chop, wanted to start over, and really intentionally.
What made you do a big chop, by the way? Because you're already natural, right?
Yeah, it was just impulse. I just wanted to. I didn't feel like anymore. I wanted to start from the beginning. I wanted something. I don't know what it was, but I just wanted to cut the hair and regrow it, basically.
Okay.
So I started again. Now that I think of it, I think it was because it was strong, and I would always hate wash days. I would always have my hair in a twist, trying to find which hair stylist would make the hair. What was I going to do? It was painful. My hair used to break comb. It was crazy. So I cut it, and then I was on low cut for like a year. And then I started again when I felt like I wanted to start. And then the first hairstylist I went to said, "Your hair is so strong. Do you know, what's that word? The process of making your hair soft with a chemical. So it's not blowing your hair, what they would call it, applying relaxer to just soften the hair and then washing it off after like
texturizing your hair.
Thank you very much. Texturizing, that's the word. So she was like, you have to texturize your hair. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Just make my hair. So that day I made cornrows with extensions. And then I got home. Finally, it wasn't painful. It was not painful. And that was very unusual. So I'm like, okay, it looks like she knows how to handle natural hair. But the next week, like 2 weeks after, when I went to make another one, she was like, she kept complaining. I'm like, oh yeah, how much is the texturizer? And then she's like, is this amount? Is this amount? I'm like, are you going to get it for me? She said, yes. I went, she saw me and she's like, she hasn't gotten the texturizer. So luckily for me, I went to the supermarket and then I saw it and I'm like, is this the texturizer? She said, yes. So I took it there. She applied the texturizer. And I'm like, is it supposed to stay this long on my hair? Are you not going to wash? I should not worry. I should hold on. I'm like, okay, well, I trust that you know what you're doing. So she washed the hair off. She washed the texturizer off. Applied shampoo, conditioner, and she was combing the hair. I'm like, did you relax my hair? And then she's like, no, she didn't relax it. So it's because she just did it. I should not worry. After some hours, I'm going to see that it's going to return to how it was. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I go home. I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust what she said. The next day, I was going to go to her to make cornrows for me. So the hair's just not going to be like that. So I went back to her and I'm like, please, I want to make cornrows, just a couple of them. And then she made it. So I'm like, maybe the hair is still in the recovery phase. No, Allah. After 1 week, I lose the hair. And as I stepped into the shower, I poured water on I saw that the hair was standing like relaxed hair. I'm like, what's going on here? Did this lady relax my hair? Because I don't want to relax. I went back to her. I'm like, see what I saw. And then she's like, no, it's texturized. It's not relaxed. I would see. I'm like, okay. But after a while, after like a couple of weeks, I realized that when I lose my hair out, it looks like it's natural. It's softer, right? It looks like it's natural hair. But when I put water on the hair, it's not giving natural hair. It's giving, you know how you pour water on short, relaxed hair? How it's going to be spiky.
Yeah.
Jesus. After that time, I said, you know what? I'm done. I didn't go back to her. I found someone else to make the hair for me. And it took, that was 2020. 23. Yeah, 23. And it stopped being like that at the end of last year.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. And you didn't trim it or anything. It eventually reverted to your natural hair after like 2 years.
Yes.
And when, please remind me, when did she say that your hair was going to revert?
A couple hours.
A couple hours became 2 years later.
Honestly.
Oh my God. That is, I don't even know what to say. This is mind-boggling. I was going to ask you, please, what did you learn from this whole situation?
That I should just stick to what I know. I shouldn't let anybody's thoughts or anybody's inconveniences or insecurity about my hair. I would call it insecurity, because why was she always on my matter? I should not let it bother me. I should just stick to what I know and what I want to do, because I feel like I texturized the hair because she was always complaining, when I could have just found somebody else that would make my hair.
Oh, wow.
Right.
All these hairstylists sometimes, I don't even understand. And it's interesting. I was going to ask you, this hairstylist, was she somebody that was supposed to be an expert in natural hair? Was it a natural hair salon?
It's not a natural hair salon, no.
No, but you should expect that now.
Well, I feel like because of the kind of hair I had, I just wanted somebody that would make hair for me, that the hair would not pain me, that seemed like she really knew what she was doing. Another thing was, I wanted someone who has like smooth hands, because of the kind of hair I have. After like 1 week, my hair looks rough, and I do not like it like that. I don't want to spend so much making hair, and after 1 week, it's looking rough, and I'm not confident to, go out with the hair. So I always look for somebody who has like very smooth hands. I know people like that, so that's why I was trying to look out for clothes. Our salon was close to my house, so it was close for me. So yeah.
My goodness, I'm just happy that your hair reverted, because so somewhere in my mind I was like, hold on, did your hair fall out? But thank God that didn't happen. So I'm going to transition to my last hair story, pun intended. That story is going to be brief. So I'm going to share the summary version. In 2023, I wanted to start doing my hair weekly. I live in Maryland, right, in the US, and Maryland is like Niger town, basically. The things that you would not necessarily find in other major cities in the US, you have a thriving Nigerian community, not just Nigerian community, but like even people from other African countries. You see a lot of them here. And I had heard that there were ladies that would typically do your hair. And it's not just restricted to Maryland, around. There are women that do your hair in their houses and whatnot, which for me, I like. So I don't know why I was in the mood to start doing like French braid styles, Didi, right? And I asked a friend to recommend someone who does hair really well. She suggested this lady who usually just has customers come to her apartment and she'll make your hair there, sha. So the lady didn't charge outrageously. And apparently she had already done my friend's hair. Like she's done my friend's daughter's hair frequently in the past. And I remember when I'd see my friend's daughters, their hair looked really, really nice. It looked neat. Like no strands left behind kind of thing, you know? So I remember this day so well. It was a Friday morning. I went to the lady's house. She made my hair. I think I did like an all back hairstyle. As she was making my hair, I felt like every single strand were being tucked away very nicely. Like every part of my scalp was really feeling stimulated, and I was very excited to see the final results. In my mind, I was feeling myself, and I felt like, okay, you know what, then me and this lady, me and you will be like, I'll be seeing you every week, maybe. I'm liking this. I looked at the mirror, my hair was cute, it was giving cute vibes. And, thanks to this nice hairstyle, I felt like, the lady gave so much attention to detail, to my head. I was so happy. Only for me to step outside. my scalp started feeling very tight. I just stepped outside of our house. I've not even entered my car. Imagine. A few minutes later, I started having a headache. As I was driving home, the side of my eyes felt like it was stretched.
Wow.
And I finally got home. I was looking in the mirror and my eyes felt like it was just squinting, you know? And then at one point in time, it felt like the lady just braided my hair with my brain. When I got home, I was tempted to just take my hair down. This was less than an hour after she had done my hair. But then, these thoughts started coming in. How can you spend money on hair? You just take it down. What sort of rubbish is that? Can you just this thing now? You're fine. Like, just, you can manage the pain. So, I said, let me negotiate with myself. I decided to wait for 2 hours. I wanted to see if I could actually bear the pain or if the pain would actually reduce. After 2 hours, nothing changed though. I decided, you know what, I'm going to free myself. I'm going to free my hair from this bondage. I ended up taking my hair down within 3 hours of doing it. Simple.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't take the pain. It was too much. It was unbearable. So that was it. To do beauty doesn't have to feel like I have to traumatize my head, honestly, So no, I was done. I took it down. No, I did not sleep with that hair.
Wow. So what did you learn from one?
I would say importantly, beauty doesn't have to be pain.
Yeah.
If a hairstyle doesn't work for you, just let it go. It's better for you to lose money than to lose your hair strands and your hair follicles. That's just it. That's just it. Like, it's better. There's nothing else that I can say. I don't care. And I mean, it depends. If somebody spends like $1,000 doing their hair, maybe it might be hard. And that's why for me, I cannot spend more than a certain amount to do my hair. Because if I need to take it down, it will not pay me. But that was my own experience. Yeah. Do you have any other stories in your bag?
So what you said, your story now just reminded me of something like when I was in school, I was secondary school, by the way. You know how they say that threading your hair makes it softer, makes it longer. Plus, we had like a schedule in school. So this week you're weaving your hair, next week you're threading. That's how it is. So that particular week, we were supposed to thread our hair, and I knew that I wouldn't be available on Saturday, Sunday. So I told my friend to make it for me after school. She did very nicely, but my head was heavy after she made it. I slept on Friday night, and I had a dream that in that dream, I woke up from my sleep and lost the hair. God. That's how painful and heavy my head felt. I had a dream that in that dream, I woke up from my sleep in the dream and lost the hair. I was only for me to wake up in the morning and I could still feel the hair on my head. I just laughed. I'm like, wow. Do you know how? Oh God. But I couldn't lose out the hair because I didn't want that to feel bad when I get to school on Monday that, I took my time to make hair for you and you lost it. And then I knew that I wouldn't have time on Saturday or on Sunday to make my hair. And I couldn't go with my hair on Monday. So I just I endured the pain like that. So yeah, basically that's mine. That's the last thing I have to say.
Oh my goodness. So wait, hold on. Did you keep the hair for like a couple of days, or did you wait for like a week before you took down the hair?
I didn't take it down. I didn't take it down at all. I mean, I had just that week because it's 1 week. The next week you have to weave your hair. So I didn't take it down. What I did was go under the shower, open cold water on my scalp to relieve the pain. And then I like pulled it from the roots so that the threading lifts a little from like the from my scalp and it's less painful. That's what I did throughout the week.
Oh my days. Oh my goodness. I think you're a nice friend, though. That was very nice of you. And I mean, it makes sense. Like when we're younger, right? I feel like it's easier to think about not hurting people's feelings. And even when we're older, we're more sensitive to it. But I thought it was nice that you were trying to protect your friend, right? But I guess I was going to ask you, sure your hair didn't fall out.
It did. I feel like I had very strong hair. So like I don't know if it was like a responsible factor, but like my hair rarely shed. I had fuller edges then compared to even now that my hair is softer.
Yeah.
Now it's mishandling of my hair, my edge, like it falls out. I had one episode like that. Was it last year now? Yeah, that was last year, early last year, like January-ish. I made my hair, I made braids, and the hairstylist wanted to hold, because I had front hair now, she wanted to hold my edges and make my forehead fine. I've not recovered completely from the hair that fell out from my edges. I'm like, who sent this woman? Who, God?
But yeah. That is crazy. Oh, very. But importantly, I'm sure people want to know, what did you learn from this experience? You were younger, right? You were in high school. What did you learn?
My comfort over anything, no. If it's pulling my hair too much, lose it. If I do not like it, I'm not going to, if you like, be the best hairstylist in the world. If I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to go ahead with it. That's all I know. That's it. So, yeah. I feel like if I don't feel good about it, I'm sorry. No, let's not do that. Let's not do this. Please, I don't want it. That's, like you said, advocating for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think this is like a great way to end the show. As Fermi said, man, like your comfort over everything, especially when it comes, not just hair, I think just life in general. But of course, we're not saying that you shouldn't be unreasonable. You shouldn't also try to be nice to people. We're just talking about hair in this case, guys. So that's it for today's episode. Fermi, do you have any last minute comments and thoughts before we wrap up today's episode?
Yeah, I think that today's episode is just a reminder that natural hair is not just hair. It's a whole experience. It's a journey. And well, sometimes it's a battlefield too.
Yeah.
But also listen to your scalp, listen to people, listen to yourself, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically.
Awesome. So guys, we've shared our wild hair experiences, and if they made you laugh or shake your head, share them with your friends, your sisters or colleagues. Better yet, we'd love to hear your interesting hair stories. Send a mail to utkinhair@gmail.com or on Instagram, DM us at UTK Podcast. One more thing. We'll appreciate your rating wherever you get your podcasts, and continue to share this podcast with others. Thanks. I remain your host, Ganiat. Catch you on the next episode of UTK.